cases. With decades of experience, we make sure you get the benefits and compensation you deserve. Let us step up to the plate for you. Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia, where Miami's injured find their strength. Call us now or visit wernerhoffman.com. Let's win this together.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
ADT is the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins. ADT knows every second counts, especially in baseball. 1 second you're down, the next you're on top again. 1 second the bases are loaded, the next everyone's home safe. And when it comes to your home, 1 second you feel safe, and the next something goes wrong. But with ADT's 24/7 professional monitoring, you still do. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com/Marlins or call 800-750-0647 today. For license information, visit ADT.com.
Visit Miccosukee Casino and Resort, where fortune meets fun. With over 1,800 slot machines, high-stakes bingo, 24/7 poker, and exciting high-limit slots, there's something for everyone to enjoy. From luxurious accommodations and exquisite dining at La Brisa to live entertainment and handcrafted cocktails at Temp Lounge, we thank you for choosing us as the premier casino, resort, brunch, and date night spot in Miami. Reimagined, redesigned. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort online at miccosukee.com.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Well, the Marlins fall in shutout fashion to the New York Mets. 5-0 the final score. Just one hit for the Marlins offense against Clay Holmes, Brooke Raley, Tyler Rogers, and Edwin Diaz. Jack McMullen, Gabby Sanchez guiding you through the 10th Inning Show here. Gab, it was a frustrating day for the Marlins offensively. It felt like they never really got anything going. Clay Holmes, he did walk 3, but it was 6 innings of one-hit shutout baseball. When the Mets needed Holmes to be at his best, he was.
He was. I mean, look, he was hitting his spots. He had that sinker working. He had the sweeper working. He really only needed those 2 pitches here today. He had one that was going into righties, one going away from the righties, and then the same thing to lefties. He would get him in with that sweeper, and then all of a sudden get him to chase that sinker down and away. Sometimes it happens in baseball. Like, you can't just go out there and just all of a sudden every single game score 6 or 7 runs.
Yep.
It's one of those days for the Marlins, and it was one of those days where you're just like, man, it stinks because of the way that Yuri Perez was able to go out there and the way that he threw the baseball, right? 11 strikeouts. That's a career high for him in the big leagues.
Yep.
That fastball was working. It was absolutely fantastic to watch him. That sweeper looked a lot better here today. It's stuff for him to build off of, and that's the last time that we're going to see him this season.
Yep, you mentioned Yuri with that career-high 11 strikeout performance, 5 1/3, 3-hit, 3-run. He did walk 3, but he K'd 11. He did surrender a home run. Yuri was throwing the ball as hard as he has all year. We saw him hit 101.5 miles an hour. He was spinning the slider and the sweeper. My takeaway on Yuri Perez is I really don't like watching Pete Alonso play against the Marlins. I mean, Alonso had an 115-mile-an-hour double. It was an RBI double in the first. He had a solo homer in the third. And then he scored the third run against Yuri on a double from McNeil. Get Pete Alonso out of here, and Yuri Perez just turned in an all-time pitching performance.
Yeah, he did. You know what? That showed me that Pete Alonso, he didn't care about velocity because he hit every single velocity that's left out over the plate, especially when he's searching for it. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for velocity, and then all of a sudden he stopped later in his at-bats. Marlins were able to strike him out twice. But before then, against Yuri, he was just sitting fastball. He knew he was going to get at least one, and when you're facing a guy like Yuri, it's almost like, I know I'm going to get one. I cannot miss it, and today he didn't.
One more, Gabbo. Let's win game 162. All right, when we come back, we'll play the highlights here. 10th Inning Show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network. There's some foot traffic right now. First pitch to Heriberto Hernandez, line down the right field line, twisting towards the line. It is a fair ball into the corner in right field. Blake Lively going to send Troy. Relay throw coming home. It is on line. It is not in time. Head first dive. It's a 2-run triple for Heriberto Hernandez. Conine in for third. Troy all the way in from first base. And the Fish knocked this game up. We're tied at 2 in the home fifth.
And just like that, you are a ground ball pitcher.
Next pitch, that one a roller over to Alonso. He totally boots the ball. McNeil picks it up, underhand toss to Alonso at first. It kicked away from Pete, and Burt came in to score. He was off on contact there, and Alonso's defensive woes again shine bright for New York.
Way back, and all of a sudden, Augustin Ramirez was like, I can get there.
And X rolls one up the gut. That's thrown for a base hit. That's an Augustine run right there. He gets on with a single. He swipes second. He swipes third. And Xavier Edwards drives him in with an RBI knock. It's 4-2 Fish in the fifth.
How about?
He jogs out. He's going to take the ball from Sandy Alcantara. Runner at first is his.
He hasn't said anything yet, though. Usually when Clayton goes out there, one, he's not running.
He was running.
He was running. Okay, he is going to go get him.
Going to go take him. Knuckle bumps all around, and that will be it for Sandy Alcantara's 2025 season. What an interesting season it was, and what an amazing way to wrap it up. Sandy Alcantara gets a standing ovation, and he tips his cap to the crowd beyond the third base dugout.
Psoriasis. Visit skyrizzi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hey, this is Ryan Weathers here, and you're listening to the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
Well, the Marlins fall to the New York Mets 5-0 on Saturday afternoon at Lone Depot Park. It was a one-hit shutout thrown by Mets pitching against the Marlins bats. How did this one sound? Well, play a lot of Pete Alonso off the top of this program here. First hitter of the ballgame was Francisco Lindor, the leadoff man against Yuri Perez. And Yuri, on the first pitch he threw, it looked like he dotted a fastball at the knees. Edwin Moscoso said, nope, it was low. It was a 4-pitch walk. And after a pop-out from Juan Soto, Pete Alonso stung a ball into left center to open scoring. 3-1. That one smacked into left center field. That'll split the outfielders, and 2 hop off the wall in left center. Lindor jogs in to score from second. Alonso trades places with him. That's an RBI double. That was shot out of a cannon out of Alonso's bat. And it's 1-0 Mets, 3 hitters in. So Alonso did have that double. That was 115 miles an hour off the bat. And in the third, we got to play a hard one as well from Alonso. That one shot out to left center field. Hernandez back. He's looking up. That is gone. Pete Alonso takes a peek at the first base dugout and fires up his Met teammates. That's home run number 38 on his season. He got the hard stuff, and he did not miss it. 4-10 out to left center field. 111 off the bat, and Alonso has accounted for both Met runs. It's 2-0 New York in the top of the third. But after that, Yuri Perez really settled in, and he started racking up the punch-outs. Yuri, he punched out a career-high 11 men in this one, including Juan Soto to end the fifth. A 1-2 from Yuri. Soto with a check swing, and he did go around. He chased it, change up low. Yuri Perez has bounced back beautifully. 10 punch-outs. That ties a career high for Yuri Perez, and he's through 5 innings of 2-run baseball. But in the 6th, he allowed a leadoff walk to Alonso. He did strike out Nimmo to end his day. Lake Bacher would come into the contest, and 2 hitters after that, Jeff McNeil plated a run that went on Perez's ledger. 1-0 pitch. That one line down the right field line. That's in for a base hit. That'll plate another run. Here comes Alonso to score. McNeil will push to second as Conine fires it back in. That is an RBI double for Jeff McNeil. 3-0 Mets in the top of the 6th. They were looking for some insurance in the 7th. They didn't get it. They were looking for some insurance in the 8th. They didn't get it. They did get it in the ninth. Leadoff knock from Francisco Alvarez. Then Tyrone Taylor singled to put 2 on for Francisco Lindor. Has a humongous crowd behind him. And he rolls one up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Alvarez around third. He will come in to score. Tyrone Taylor being held up at third base as the throw comes back in. That is an RBI single, and the Met crowd here loves that RBI knock from Lindor. It's 4-0 New York in the top of the ninth. Final run of insurance came on ball 4 to Juan Soto, or so we thought. Might have been a hit by pitch. Just take a listen. Payoff to Soto. Lindor on the go. That one might have hit him. It got back to the backstop. It did not hit him, and a wild pitch allows Tyrone Taylor to come in to score. Soto backed his feet out of the way. It got back to the backstop. It was a yanked ball 4 from George Soriano. So Gabby Sanchez thought, hey, maybe the Marlins are challenging this. They did go to the phone to see if it hit Soto. It did not. So it was ball 4 on the wild pitch. That made it 5-0 Mets. But again, the Mets did not mess around today. Clay Holmes, 6 innings of one-hit shutout baseball. Brooks Raley came on for the 7th. He fired a 1-2-3 frame. Tyler Rogers came on for the 8th. He fired a 1-2-3 frame. And then Edwin Diaz got his 3 outs to finish the job. 1-1. Augustine with a chopper right back to Diaz. He grabs it, and he tosses the first in time to end the inning. He jumped high in the air to make that catch. And he landed with it and had no problem getting it over to first base. So New York gets the win. It will stay alive for tomorrow. Sunday has a chance to be a fun day at Lone Depot Park. But the Marlins ultimately fall in shutout fashion to the New York Mets. 5-0 the final score on Saturday afternoon at Lone Depot Park. Totals coming up next on the Marlins. That's how this one sounded. When we come back, we'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th inning show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network. There's some foot traffic right now. First pitch to Heriberto Hernandez, line down the right field line, twisting towards the line. It is a fair ball into the corner in right field. Blake Lively going to send Troy. Relay throw coming home. It is on line. It is not in time. Head first dive. It's a 2-run triple for Heriberto Hernandez. Conine in for third. Troy all the way in from first base. And the Fish knocked this game up. We're tied at 2 in the home 5th.
And just like that, you are a ground ball pitcher.
Next pitch, that one a roller over to Alonso. He totally boots the ball. McNeil picks it up, underhand toss to Alonso at first. It kicked away from Pete, and Burt came in to score. He was off on contact there, and Alonso's defensive woes again shine bright for New York.
Way back, and all of a sudden, Augustin Ramirez was like, I can get there.
And X rolls one up the gut. That's thrown for a base hit. That's an Augustine run right there. He gets on with a single. He swipes second. He swipes third. And Xavier Edwards drives him in with an RBI knock. It's 4-2 Fish in the 5th.
How about?
He jogs out. He's going to take the ball from Sandy Alcantara. Runner at first is his.
He hasn't said anything yet, though. Usually when Clayton goes out there, one, he's not running.
He was running.
He was running. Okay, he is going to go get him.
Going to go take him. Knuckle bumps all around, and that will be it for Sandy Alcantara's 2025 season. What an interesting season it was, and what an amazing way to wrap it up. Sandy Alcantara gets a standing ovation, and he tips his cap to the crowd beyond the third base duck.
$598 lease based on 2025 Corolla 2-wheel drive 4-door sedan LE L4 CDTF model 1852. $99 for 36 months, $79.99 due at signing. No security deposit required on approved credit from SETF. Offer expires 9/2/25.
Well, the Marlins fall to the New York Mets 5-0 the final score. The Marlins muster just one base hit against the Mets in this one. It sets up a really interesting game 162. The Marlins can absolutely help out the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati needs to win tonight, and then with the Met loss, the Reds would secure a postseason spot that would eliminate the Mets from postseason contention. We'll see how interesting it gets, but let's hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one.
Clayton, we'll start with Holmes. What made him so unhittable?
I mean, today it's a legitimate sinker. I mean, as in he had it going today, and it was late hard action down, and
and great. Like you see him now moving around on the rubber, and so he did. He threw a ton of strikes and was ahead, and got us engaged at bats for started offering, and he had his repertoire going, and in particular, good sinker. And when he's on like that, he's just tough to get off the ground and barrel up.
For Yuri, gives up the 2 and strikes out 11, new career high. So how did you see him lock in after the first inning?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see him come out of the gates a little slow, and especially with the strike throwing, and behind a lot, was able to get through the first inning with just the 1 run, and then other than really the Alonso homer on the 3-2 pitch, I mean, his level of conviction and aggressiveness for me just like picked up from the second inning on, and you saw a lot of fastballs at 100 or higher, and certainly the stuff speaks for itself to be able to get that much miss, 11 punch outs. So certainly we know all what Yuri is capable of doing, and really happy that he was able to get through a shaky first and to pitch as well as he did the rest of the way.
What were those conversations like with him after the first inning?
Daniel Nimitz just, let's go, be aggressive, be on the attack, have some conviction behind what you're doing. And he went out there like a different guy, second inning on.
How do you think this sets him up going into the offseason, into next spring training? Obviously, he'll be in a different place where he's not rehabbing.
I feel like Yuri's in a terrific place. I mean, really, we've been, again, just to have him be able to take the ball every 5th or 6th day, since he's come back from the rehab process, and to at least get over right around or over 100 innings up here at the major league level this year will set him up well for next season. And even like days like today are great for him, where you're going to have those a lot as a starting pitcher early on, as you that first inning can always be the most difficult one, and him show himself that get through that. And we certainly have high aspirations for Yuri because how talented he is, and believe that the number of starts he got this year for us are going to really pay dividends as we get into 26.
Just a big number. He got to 100 pitches for the first time in his career. How, I guess, maybe important is that to get to that?
Yeah, I mean, Yuri's been great. He's totally understood how we have approached his pitch count and outings this year. And we never, talked about innings and what that was going to look like. It was going to go all based on how he was recovering, if he was pitching on normal rest or not. And so he understood why we had things set up that way, and why there were times wouldn't take him to the place like did today. But going forward, we see is someone where we'll continue to lengthen out his leash, and like today being the last start, and as long as the stuff was still crispy, and he was efficient enough to to get to that point that today would be a day to let him push past what we've done this year, and take that into next season.
What makes someone like Alonso so tough?
Well, there's a ton of power. I mean, this guy puts up. I mean, year after year, he's been a prolific power hitter in this league since he debuted, and I seeing Pete play a lot. The thing I appreciate about watching Pete play is this guy. I mean, he's a real winner. Like he loves to play and he loves to compete, and he's always a threat when he's in the box. And he got some mistake pitches, and that's what he's very capable of doing, and has a lot. I think he's all-time Mets home run leader. So I mean, this is it's what he does. Okay.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough after this one. Pete Alonso, a lot of power. Certainly that is the case. Alonso with a double and a homer. Marlins held to just 1 hit in a 5-0 loss. We will step aside. 10th inning show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network. There's some foot traffic right now. First pitch to Heriberto Hernandez, line down the right field line, twisting towards the line. It is a fair ball into the corner in right field. Blake Lively going to send Troy. Relay throw coming home. It is on line. It is not in time. Head first dive. It's a 2-run triple for Heriberto Hernandez. Conine in for third. Troy all the way in from first base. And the Fish knocked this game up. We're tied at 2 in the home 5th.
And just like that, you are a ground ball pitcher.
Next pitch, that one a roller over to Alonso. He totally boots the ball. McNeil picks it up, underhand toss to Alonso at first. It kicked away from Pete, and Burt came in to score. He was off on contact there, and Alonso's defensive woes again shine bright for New York.
Way back, and all of a sudden, Augustin Ramirez was like, I can get there.
And X rolls one up the gut. That's thrown for a base hit. That's an Augustine run right there. He gets on with a single. He swipes second. He swipes third. And Xavier Edwards drives him in with an RBI knock. It's 4-2 Fish in the fifth.
How about?
He jogs out. He's going to take the ball from Sandy Alcantara. Runner at first is his.
He hasn't said anything yet, though. Usually when Clayton goes out there, one, he's not running.
He was running.
He was running. Okay, he is going to go get him.
Julio taking knuckle bumps all around, and that will be it for Sandy Alcantara's 2025 season. What an interesting season it was, and what an amazing